Alright YouTube, so for this vlog I'll be doing another movie pitch. It's been kind of a while since I did a Star Wars movie pitch, but I heard news that there's going to be a Ben Solo, Kylo Ren Star Wars movie, The Hunt for Ben Solo, and such a cool title, so I'm going to give some thoughts on what I think that movie could have been, which, it's probably not going to happen, but, it's fun and creative of me to fantasize and, make ideas for movies, so that's what I'm going to do today. So to start, something I think could have been really cool is, although I do like the Star Wars sequel trilogy despite their flaws and controversy, that, I think one of the issues I did have is that I feel like it kind of went too quickly, like there wasn't enough time in between each of the movies, so to see that fleshed out could have been super cool, sort of like the Clone Wars equivalent to the prequel trilogy. And, I would be fascinated to see the hunt for Ben Solo, because when I was first thinking of ideas for this movie pitch, I was thinking it was mainly just a Ben solo movie. So, to think of the hunt for Ben Solo is making it even cooler, and it's giving me more ideas that I'm going to organize in my head. So to start, I know a while ago, or not too long ago, there was like a rumor that there was an R-rated Star Wars movie directed by Ryan Reynolds, or at least Ryan Reynolds was pitching the idea, which I'm happy didn't happen, because although I do like Deadpool movies, I don't really see Ryan's style correlating well with Star Wars, at least not in my opinion. But if there was an R-rated Star Wars movie to do, I think Ben Solo could have been a good character to do it, as we could have seen some things we saw Darth Vader do a lot with Ben do himself, like, a lot of the gruesome nature of Darth Vader in Star Wars comics, and, maybe expand upon some of the, things like Darth Vader killing officers left and right in Empire Strikes Back, and something similar with him in this movie. But I think it could have been cool to see Kylo Ren have like a new look, because I heard he was almost bald in The Rise of Skywalker, and I think bald would be a cool look for Kylo Ren to sort of, maybe even, I don't know, I just think it'd look cool on him. I don't really have much lore reason behind it. But something I would want to include in this movie is sort of the, well, not sort of, but directly the actor who played young Han Solo. I'm blanking on his name, but I did see Solo, and I honestly, although I didn't see it in theaters, I did enjoy the movie. It's unfortunately the only Star Wars movie I didn't have the joy of seeing in the theaters. Not much reason behind it. I just didn't get around to it at the time. But I do think it could have been cool to see, like, how both Harrison Ford's Han Solo and younger Han Solo with Kylo Ren all together in sort of some Force Vision room, as well as expand upon a little bit of the cloning and dark secrets and dark sciences that only the Sith knew, because I think that could have been really cool to explore, and would, like, just fill a lot of unanswered questions. I mean, I'm really not trying to trash the sequels. I do enjoy them. I just feel like there's so much more they could do, and, still can do. So hopefully we get some sort of Hunt for Ben Solo movie, because it's a shame it was canceled, because I think his character was pretty cool. Some other things I would want to see is sort of his training routine, both with combat as well as general workouts, because, we see the memes Ben Swolo back in the day, which brings back tears of joy of memories of Star Wars memes for me. And something that I think would be cool is seeing Obi-Wan's Force Ghost try to turn Kylo to the good side, or Ben Solo rather, to use his real name, as, Obi-Wan is, like, the definition of a great Jedi, as despite all the pain and tragedies he went through, he never turned to the dark side, and Ben Solo's sort of the opposite. He was seduced fairly easily due to Luke's unfortunate occurrence to almost kill him in his sleep, which I do want to see explored a little more, and maybe see some of young Kylo Ren's, like, sort of trauma behind that, because I can imagine that planted a ton of dark side seeds, as, who wouldn't be planted dark side seeds from that. But if they do make this movie somehow, I do hope that they would use, like, sort of old footage and Force Ghosts rather than, AI, because I'm not a big fan of AI, and, it's just boring. I think something that could have been super cool is to see sort of Kylo have his descent into the dark side, as he's, gonna go down the rabbit hole very far, and similar to Paul Atreides in Dune Messiah, who kind of becomes conflicted and kind of is a hero turned villain. I sort of want to see that arc for Kylo, as, lots of flashbacks in this movie, but maybe not too many. I don't know. I'm really kind of combining two movie ideas here at once, between what I thought this movie was going to be versus what I heard it was going to be, so let me sort of try to blend them a little better. And for the Hunt for Ben Solo, I would also want to see flashbacks to Luke Skywalker, but not use CGI in Mark Hamill's face. There's an actor, Sebastian Stan, who you guys probably know, and, very well-known actor, and looks very much like Luke Skywalker, and I'm, like, praying they still find a way to make him Luke Skywalker in something in Star Wars. And, of course, yeah, I'm going in circles. But one thing I really want to see in this movie is Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker. I know it's a Ben Solo movie, but it's a Skywalker saga after all, right? I definitely think there's a lot more they could have done with Finn's character, like make him a Jedi, because I heard, you know, sort of in The Rise of Skywalker that supposedly what he was going to tell Rey the secret was that he was Force sensitive, so I'd want to see him actually Force sensitive and be trying with the Force, even if he doesn't full out own a lightsaber. That could also be an interesting idea, sort of a, you know, arms sort of blaster style character that uses the Force. But also with the hunt for Ben Solo, I want to see Solo's rage explored with when he yells out traitor to Finn, because that was a really epic line, and I want to just see so much more of his tortured soul, but also his descent to the dark side. And I want to see Kylo bald in this movie too, because I think it could have been cool to see that he was almost bald in The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, overall I think there's a lot they could still do with this movie, because it's not too late, but probably is too late. And to circle back about what I was saying about Dune's Messiah's character, Paul turning sort of a good guy turned bad and being really powerful in terms of being the Emperor of Dune, I think. I've not finished the book. I'm just spewing rumors I've heard, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think with Dune Messiah coming out at the end of this year, that could also probably set some inspiration for the hunt for Kylo Ren, or I mean the hunt for Ben Solo, and overall, yeah. So for now, this has been part 1 of this vlog. I'll probably do a second part. Until then, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.